Hi, guys.
Hey, y'all.
We're back. Welcome to The Perspective. You already know who it is. My name is Raylene Inez.
And I'm Destiny Denise.
And welcome back to The Perspective. We've been gone, but you know what? We're back.
And we better.
Of course we are. We're always better when it comes to the show.
Of course.
So how you been, Destiny? You want to tell the viewers what you been up to lately? How everything been going for you?
Living life. I feel like you know that like the beginning of the theme song, and live in color. That that's how I feel like I'm living right now. Like
that's
just
dope.
In color, live, vibrant, living life. I've been doing a lot of photo shoots. I've been like hecka busy. Like I've been kind of living the day in the life of a low-key D-list celebrity. I'm not gonna say I'm up there C, B, or A yet,
but you get there.
You know I'm D for Destiny, D-list. You know I've been living. I've been living the D-list. So it's in like kind of like non-stop movement. I've been tired. Like I've been doing a lot of photo shoots. My last photo shoot is Saturday, and it's like a 6 a.m. makeup call, and I'm just like, I don't even get up that early for work, but you know, I gotta do what I gotta do to move from D to C, y'all. I'm moving up. D, C, B, A. You feel me? I'm moving up. I'm not even a D-list celebrity. Let me stop lying. I'm probably like W. But it's cool because I'm humble about it.
Amen.
And I know that one day I'm gonna be up there, okay? And mark my words, y'all, okay? Bookmark this clip at whatever how many seconds it's on so y'all can reference it when I'm famous and on. Hello. But what you been up to?
If it ain't work, I promise you, when I tell you my job needs a reality show, we need a reality show.
Hidden cameras to see what y'all really be doing.
Get a lot of people fired. But for the most part, I've been good, you know, just working. You know, my car broke down last week, but I got it fixed.
Tragic. Ain't that a blessing? You
right.
Got it fixed.
I got it fixed. But, you know, besides working, I'm just off for the show, trying to make the show come on top.
See, speaking of on top, that's what we do. We just
Millennials,
grinding,
we on top, baby.
Yeah. That's why we on top. You know, I'm like so corny with my dance movement. Right. I don't twerk. I'm not like the typical millennial. I don't know how. So I shoulder move.
Chicken head.
I could do those dances, but when it comes to the
Harlem Shake,
new age, that wasn't no Harlem. That was a shimmy. That was a shimmy, like your granny, girl.
Let's stop.
So yeah.
So our topics for today's episode is millennials versus everybody. You know, first of all, let's get into the question of the day. That's the topic of our show, millennials versus everybody. Question of the day. Who are the millennials?
Who they is? You want to go first or you want me to go first? I'll go first. Okay, according to experts, you know, I'll be doing my research and stuff, so according to experts, millennials are the generation born between 1983 and 1997. Now, I kind of see that being a good rough estimate because my brother, I have an older brother, he was born in 85, so he's 32. And then I have a sister, a younger sibling, who's born in 97. And she'll be 20 this year. So I'm like, okay, I can see that demographic, 12-year demographic. To me, in my own definition, the millennials are, we the generation that rock. Like, we the shapeshifters and move makers. Like, we're the ones that are... It's like we're next up, essentially.
Pretty much.
Like, you have all the other older generations starting to move out. Like, for example, my parents are 50, so you know they're getting up there. And we're moving in. You know, I'm 23. I'm entering my prime.
Right.
You feel me? Like Jordan. I'm ready. Fourth quarter. No, I'm just kidding. But I think also the millennials are the people. We the generation that get the bad rep.
For real.
For all, you know, all the negative things. Like, we get so much, like, it's a lot thrown at us.
I feel like it's a lot thrown at us because we're that generation of people that's like, no, life does not have to be that way. You get what I'm saying? Because Generation X, the baby boomers, the silent ones, they all have been conformed to live their life a certain way. And we're the generation that's like, no. Because we've seen it. It's kind of like we've seen it, but our parents didn't catch it. Our parents thought that was the way to live. Yeah. Like, I think, like, even how I look at it in my life, I look like, throughout my whole life, I'm like, nah.
Nah, son.
Like, the things that my mom did, the things that my grandma has done, I just look at how my family, I'm like, no, absolutely not. This is not the way that I'm going to conform to live my life. And I'm going to live my life the way I want to, how I want to, and do what I want to do.
I look at it as a whole perspective. Although I kind of see what you're saying, like with my family. I think on a broader horizons, I kind of looked at how the world was. Like, it was so, like, not even the world necessarily, how America was, and how it was so, like, cookie cutter. And it was like, no, because not everybody's going to be the same shape, not the same size, the same density. Like, not everybody's going to be the same. So that's why, like, all my life, it was kind of like feeling out of place, but it was kind of like my personal mission to find my place.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
And that's what sets millennials apart. Because, like you said, you've seen what your parents and your grandparents done. Some of them, granted, probably felt out of place. They probably felt like, no, this is not the way. But they conformed because it was the way. So it was like, okay, I know I want to be something greater, but because society is telling me to do this, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I'm going to wear this, or, you know? And that's what sets us apart. Like,
it sets us apart in a lot of positive ways and negative ways.
Definitely.
Because we get both.
We get a lot of backlash.
Yeah, on both parties. Yeah. And it's just so crucial. It's just like, bruh.
Yeah, bruh.
That's how I feel, like, bruh. I really feel that way. Trust and believe me. Because
we're deemed the ones to not know it. We're the generation who doesn't know anything.
Right.
But I feel like we know the generation below us, they're kind of too young. Like, they
really don't know.
Yeah, they don't. Because myself,
we still learning.
I'm learning at 23, but at 18, 19,
I didn't know nothing.
I know for a fact I did not know.
I didn't know.
Like, I didn't know anything. So it was like, progressing and going through life and where I am now is like, wow, if I'd known what I know now at 18, what?
I would have been maneuver some things around, for real.
Man. But that's a part of life. It's the learning process. But we're deemed to not know anything. But in all actuality, I feel like millennials, we're on to something.
For real.
Something greater than great. Like, and it's all a part of collective consciousness. We don't necessarily have to talk to every millennial to have the same frame of mind. Because I come across so many people within my age range on a daily that we're on the same wave. We're on the same frequency as far as what we're doing in life and how we're trying to progress and move forward and ultimately change the way that we're living. Change the society's idea of normal and idea of traditional, you know, because this is what we're living in, a traditionalist society. Nobody's allowed to be free. And it's so funny because me and my dad earlier we were watching the TV show Dear White People. And I was my dad, he said I should have been like a preacher or like a professor because I kept stopping the TV show and I was like lecturing him. Like, what? See? No, this is like, he's like, oh, yeah, you know, y'all just a bunch of free spirits with no labels. I started cracking up. I'm like, you probably right, but it's nothing wrong with that. Like, what's wrong with being a free spirit and not having a label?
And see, that's the problem. The Generation X, the silent ones, the baby boomers, they want us to have some type of form and structure.
But we a bunch of circles and
butterflies and stuff. Like, we just, hey, we come in peace and harmony. That's it.
We just trying to level up. Like, we not into, you know, what y'all want us to do. It's what we want to do.
That's the problem because, you know, these generations is just like, the generations before us are so conformed to the point where it's like, it's ridiculous.
It's like a brick wall. Y'all like
nothing that we say can make them change their minds. It's just, and I don't want to change your mind, but what I'm trying to say is parents, grandparents, great-great-grandparents, aunties, uncles, deacons, pastors. I can keep going. The retired bus drivers, because they gave me a hard time.
What? She got a personal vendetta. I feel it.
What I'm trying to say is, what I'm really trying to say is, have an open mind.
Well,
be receptive of the stuff that we know.
But you have to think about it, though. You have to think about it because, like, for example, I told my dad, speaking of, like, being traditionalist and stuff, when I first started smoking marijuana, my dad, he didn't really like it. And I had to explain to him, like, because my dad, he used to smoke marijuana in his past, but he doesn't anymore. And I had to explain to him, like, you're 51. You've lived 51 years and went through scenarios and situations and life to be able to make this decision to not carry on to smoke marijuana. Now, at the time I was 22. I'm 22 years old. I'm in my prime. I'm 4 years out of high school. So it's like, well, I'm 5 years out of high school. I'm still a baby in the real world. Like, right. 5 years in, it's like I'm reborn all over again. I'm 5 in the real world. Because let's keep it honest, I didn't really learn about the real world in high school. Like, I was so sheltered. Like, I played basketball. Basketball was my life. Ball is life. Head ass. So I was just really into, that little lane. And once I got out of high school and really started experiencing real world, I started making decisions for myself and living and basing upon, some of them were negative decisions. I done got into some stuff. I know we all have. But taking those situations and learning from them is all a part of life. I can't learn from someone just telling me something, not to do something based off their experiences. Exactly. If I wasn't there to witness them. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't there when my dad was in his prime,
right,
living life. So it's like, how are you going to tell me to just, especially because I have no children. Now, if you have children, your life changes a little bit more, because you're living for your child. But me, I'm out here solo dolo. Like, let me do me, baby.
that part right there. And also, it's just more so, in my perspective, it's just, I'm at the point where, in my life, where I'm just like, I just want to live. I feel like y'all putting too much. I don't like that pressure. Like, do this, do that. No, like, let me live. I know, cause my grandma, she hates it. She was the silent generation.
The silent one.
Yeah, she hates the fact that I smoke. She hates it. Now my mama, she cool.
The silent ones are the ones that call it the devil's lettuce.
Man. That is the truth, right there.
The devil's lettuce.
So she hates the smell. She hates that I smoke. My mom is okay with it. My dad, he okay with it. It's like my parents are okay and accepting of it, and I just kind of feel like because of the simple fact that I work. I'm not just
out here being a bum.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm doing something constructive and living my life. So, I mean, I do dib and dab. Every now and then, but I just kind of feel like as long as you do it and you on your grind, it shouldn't be no problem. Don't let,
because it's the same thing with drinking.
Exactly. Don't let it consume your life to the point where you missing work because of it. Yeah, you're not productive. Yeah,
that's weak.
Exactly.
Weak sauce. Real quick, what do you think is one of the stereotypes that are associated with
I can give you religion, marriage, same-sex marriage, this, because the silence and the baby boomers, they're not really acceptive to that. And that's one of the negative downfalls, that us millennials, we're free. We love everybody, same sex, the opposite sex, whatever. They think that is like a damnation to do that. My granny cannot stand. You get what I'm saying? She can't stand it. My mama, I don't know. That's a good question.
Even in its baby boomers and silent ones who, that's been their lifestyle, but they've been conformed to be silent and fit into a box. So a lot of download, like I watch a lot of documentaries and movies and stuff, so I know like people be living a secret
Like
life.
how Whitney Houston was on the download because she liked women. You didn't know that?
Do not do that. Do not do that. I don't know if that's fact. I ain't never read that. I just heard that on the streets. The streets be talking.
No, did you see the Whitney Houston biopic?
On Lifetime?
Yeah.
On Lifetime.
Yeah.
Look, on Lifetime.
What?
On Lifetime, I'm not ready.
Because she told
Toni
Bobby.
Braxton was in her own bio topic. Did you see at the end when she came in the door like Toni, why is you in your own movie, girl?
She was in her own movie.
Even Lifetime. Anyways, for me,
Just shut me all the way down, okay?
because you tried to play Miss Houston.
I wasn't trying to, but
I will not.
That's what the movie said. I'm thinking that anybody gonna make a movie, a biopic on any person, who was famous and passed away, y'all need to come with straight facts before y'all just air everything out. New Edition, for example, they aired everything that they went through out. That was facts. Come on. I feel like if you're gonna air a movie out, come on.
You think it's facts?
Yeah.
Well, look at the Tupac movie. That wasn't all facts.
Oh, well,
Exactly.
I didn't
Moving
see it.
on. Moving on.
shut my argument down again.
I think that a negative stereotype that is associated with millennials is that we're unstable and lazy.
Yeah.
Because me, myself, I don't, I've read articles where they say we can't hold a steady job. It's not that we can't hold it. It's we're not conforming to, we're not looking to work for a company for the rest of our lives. A lot of us are trying to become our own companies and our own brand.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's what it is. Now, granted, you have those doctors and those. If you're making over 100,000 a year in a career, that's cool. That's perfectly fine. You can do that. But there are some of us who don't want to take the traditional career route. Some of us want to be business owners and just live and travel. You can do that. That's not against the law. And that's what everybody acts like it's against the law to just go your own route. If you're successful in your own merit and you're doing it the legal way, I don't feel like there should be a big oh my God, you didn't go to college and you didn't. I'm going to college, but I'm speaking for those who don't take that route. It's some people, college is not for everybody. I remember I had a conversation with one of my brothers. I'm like, if you feel like college is not for you and you want to go your own route, by all means do that. Nobody can tell you how to go. It's not against the law just because everybody's telling you. And that's a form of conditioned thinking.
Exactly.
That's been implemented on us as you go through life. Starting from preschool, you're getting preached to the choir about college. What college do you want to go to? What college? College. But they ain't telling you that you got to pay X's amounts of thousands of dollars to go to this wonderful, magnificent place called college.
Because the people the silent generation and that in the generation before the silent generation, they were able to go to college for free. College is expensive.
Back in the 80s, community colleges was free. Mm-hmm.
See,
70s and 80s, community colleges was free, and then they implemented price.
Exactly.
Money.
For what?
And that's why we're trying to teach you as millennials, money does not make the world go around. It's you yourself. It's the people. And when you have evilness and negative and just all that BS, it creates a wave of catastrophe.
Exactly.
Versus everybody just being in their own right and just doing what they want.
Did you know that we're the most diverse?
Of course.
We're the most diverse in American history. The millennials is the most diverse generation.
Yeah.
Fun fact. All right, we're going to go...
Rewind.
We will... Look, I feel like the BET Awards. We will be right back. When we get back from our break, we're going to talk about breaking barriers, making a difference, and also... millennials in society. We'll be right back. I'm like,
next time I'm gonna do the break.
the show, like, I got my thought process together. You know, when you go through a lot, you get, yeah, that's what I'm going through right now. So, what's your... So, this week's episode on The Perspective, coming back, we're talking about the millennials versus everybody, and we're on the segment of What's Your Perspective, started with breaking barriers. So how do you feel like us as millennials is breaking barriers?
We're breaking barriers. We're breaking the barriers because, like we stated earlier in the first segment of the show, we are pushing the limit. We are the shapeshifters and the move makers. We're changing what your typical idea of normal is.
Exactly.
We're taking away the box. Like, there is no box. Like, forget the box. It's just you. Because essentially you can't fit into a box. It's so many components to a person that makes you you. You can't possibly be like the next person.
Exactly.
And that's what makes us break the barriers, because all throughout life, like I stated earlier, you've been preached and, given this idea of college. You go to school, you go through K-12, then you go to college, then you graduate from college, then you meet a nice man, then you get married, you get a nice job, you get a nice house, you get a nice car, you have a family, you live happily ever after.
It don't work that way.
Now, granted, it stopped working that way. It used to work that way for people who were given this as the idea of normal. These cookie cutter, perfect lives. You do this for the rest of your life until you're 65, then you retire and you teach your kids to do the same. No, that's what makes us break the barriers, because we're telling you, like, no. It's like you said, this is not how it's supposed to be done. Especially when it comes to our own lives. Exactly. And what we're planning to do with our lives. Like, it's so much. It's just so much. I have friends I have a friend who writes. I have a friend who does photography. I have a friend who's going to be a doctor. I have a friend who wants to be a preacher. I have so many my friends want to do so many different things that don't involve the typical straight and narrow path. Like, some people, it's like a line and it's like a swiggle, and sometimes that swerve isn't bad. It's not a bad thing.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not a bad thing to live with your parents until you're set on, got enough money to move out on your own. Because in that same token of time, you could be helping your parents. Like, that doesn't make you any less of a person. That doesn't make you, because you're striving towards something greater. And that's above anything else. As long as you're constantly pushing towards that goal, that's what's going to help you push those walls down and kick those doors in. And like you said earlier, like, with the LGBTQ community, like, it's just so much. Like, it's just a lot that we push that traditional idea of normal.
And you want to know something that I put in my notes in regards to this segment of the show? Like, we're pushing it in so many levels with music, the model industry, the acting industry, every industry that's out here in the world. We're doing
healthcare,
something,
everything
to
like,
push
everything
it.
is going.
And the thing that this is why I was so against Trump being our president, because and another fun fact about millennials is that the majority of millennials are Democratic. It's very few Republicans. It's like less than 10%. So the majority of us are Democrats. And every Democratic person that has been our president, Barack Obama, when I tell you he was the most free-spirited president we've ever had, by breaking barriers, by, all 50 states have to legalize same-sex marriage. That moved me, because it made me, like, I felt like that was one less thing that us as a people had to deal with. People could really genuinely be free about who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's so dope. I'm glad that he was able to make one of those big decisions in the White House. And him being a black man. It's not normal to have a black man and his family and 2 dogs up in the White House for 8 years. It's not normal. White people ain't used to seeing a black man be in control of all 50 states of this country.
Especially the traditionalists and the silent ones. I think they're the ones who were really against Obama.
They were really against it. Besides, I'm going to keep it all the way G on air, the black people wasn't.
Yeah.
So, because my granny was all for Obama. But it's like, we're breaking, I just love the fact that us as millennials is breaking barriers to, like, how you want to break barriers with your plus size. I want to break barriers with radio, because there's certain things in radio that's conformed. Everything that is in the work area is conformed.
Yes, it's not a lot of freedom. You think you're free, but you're really not. Like, for example, people ask me, like, okay, well, how is modeling something that, you know, you are faced with adversity in? Like, you're modeling, you're doing this, you're taking pictures. Like, no, I face adversity for the color of my skin, believe it or not. Like, when I look at a lot of casting calls, I see they'll have in bold Caucasian women only. So it's like, well, damn. Like, okay, so not only am I up against smaller models, now I have to, it's becoming a race thing because of what society is deeming beautiful. Exactly. Why does lighter skin automatically mean beautiful? You know? Why does a slimmer portion make you better than the next? Exactly. Not saying that you're not great and beautiful, but why can't we be equally as beautiful? Because everybody has a preference and everybody has a type. And just because I'm not your type doesn't mean I'm not going to be the next one.
Exactly.
Fun fact, the average size of an American woman is size 14. I'm a size 14. But you wouldn't know that because of what society is putting out as beautiful and deeming slim as everything, and you have to be a size 6 and below to be, you know, like, no, it is not, because I know there's plenty of people out there that would love my curves. There's plenty of women out here that can relate to me being a black model. So that's a challenge that I face with breaking the barriers. Another breaking the barrier for me would be being a natural model. Like, I do not wear makeup. The only time I really wear makeup is certain photo shoots, because I want to put out the image of self-love and self-worth, not only body positive, but you have to be, you have to know that you are worth more than the makeup and the hair and whatever else you put on to make you feel better. You have to feel better in the skin that you're in. Exactly. You know?
Like you say, self-love is best love.
And that's why I think a lot of us are really breaking barriers with that. Like, we're promoting the image. Like, I see a lot of women in the industry shaving their heads to promote, you don't have to have hair to be beautiful. Your hair does not make you beautiful.
That's why I cut mine off.
Your hair is sales. That's what I remember when I cut my hair into my bob, my dad was like, why'd you cut your hair? I'm like, hair is sales. It'll grow back. Like, it's okay. I'm fine. I'm living. I'm healthy. Like, just because I cut my hair, it doesn't make me stop being Destiny. Exactly. I'm just Destiny Chicken Head. That's all.
I loved when I had short hair. When I tell you I had short, like, I wish I had a picture to show y'all, like, short, like, finger wave short, pixie cut Halle Berry short from the late 90s, Leah Long and the Best Man type of hair.
Did you say Leah?
I said Nia.
Oh.
So, I love that hairstyle.
I was about to say, I didn't see that one. That must have been her cousin. That's the Best Man and best ring bearer.
But what I can say is that even when I cut my hair and I thought it wasn't going to come out right, everyone told me they loved me with short hair.
Oh, okay.
And everyone thought it was a different look, and I looked older. But I'm growing my hair out now because I miss putting my hair in a ponytail. I miss brushing through it. When you go bald for almost 5 years, you start to miss your hair. So I started to miss. So now it's protective hairstyles. Get your hair done.
You're crazy, girl.
But the barriers, quick, just to piggyback off what you're saying about breaking barriers, the barriers that I want to break in regards to the radio is mainly, I just kind of feel like when people are on talk shows, when I see the real Ellen DeGeneres, the Steve Harvey like the Steve Harvey show on TV. Even on air, it's kind of like, you know, the mainstream radio that we have. It's all prompted. Like, I understand I have an outline right here. But I don't go off of it. Only just certain things. Only certain topics. What's coming out my mouth right now is not what's on this paper. You see what I'm saying? And the barrier that I want to break is that I want people, like, I feel like when you're on radio, when I listen to the radio, I want to listen to something real, something positive, something, you know, if it's good music, it's good music. If it's a good interview with somebody, it's a good interview with somebody. When I listen to the radio, I don't like when I hear the host, whoever's hosting the show, like, I could kind of feel when it's all played, like rehearsed.
Yeah.
I want to be the first show that everyone knows about that's not rehearsed. I come on this chair, I come to sit in front of this mic to present to you what we went over as a crew, and we give it to y'all. We give it to y'all from the script, but also from up here too.
Yeah. My jokes
like
be
reading,
on paper.
like honestly, like reading from a prompter, I don't understand for what. Why? You see how the BET Awards was? Messed up. That prompter? For what? Why? Be yourself. Be your motherfucking self.
Be your motherfucker.
Seriously. And that's what I want to show the world, that I'm myself. All the little clips that y'all see, me drinking my juice, to me slapping my hand on the mic, I did a couple of seconds ago and it hurt. I want y'all to see that, because that's real authentic radio. The laughs that we crack, the views that we get. By the way, off topic, but thank y'all for listening and viewing. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Every show that I get on here, I try to encourage y'all to continue to listen and continue to support. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Look at you giving yourself promos in the middle of the show. No, I'm just kidding.
This is what I mean by real authentic radio. That's the barrier that I want to break for my people. So my generation, so I want to be like the next big boy of LA.
You want to be like big boy?
Know.
You want to be like big boy? Okay, Ray Lee. girl.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about millennials in society, how we play out in this world called life.
The world around us is changing every day.
Every single day.
Every day it's something that's implemented or added or happens that makes us look and act towards life differently. Now, with the millennials, this kind of plays, we have the upper hand because we are versatile enough. We're right at the draw line. We're in the technology age, but we also lived in the 90s, some of us in the 80s. So we got that counterbalance versus the generation above us that doesn't know about technology. Because I just helped my daddy set up Netflix today. And the generation below us that don't know nothing about nothing, they probably ain't never even seen a house phone.
My granny's still trying to figure out how to use the MacBook.
So it's like we have that opportunity to really take the world by storm, and that's what we're doing. Like every day we're fighting and grinding for a new earth, for a new way of life, for a new meaning of living, because throughout time the meaning of success and love and everything has been very different. And where we come into play, because I'm an avid reader, so I be reading articles about how they say we are the downfall of the economy because we're not marrying and buying houses and buying cars. Like, no, actually, we're doing it right. We're doing it our way. I have some friends who are settled down and buying homes and stuff at the moment, but me, I'm 23. I want to go travel. I want to go live. I want to go explore. I told my dad by the time I'm 30, I want to have 5 businesses. That's the mindset that I'm on right now. Like, I'm in grind mode to secure my future. So when I do bring children into this world,
they can be secured.
They don't have to worry about nothing but just living their truth and figuring out what they want to do.
Exactly.
Because a lot of part of living our truth is money, so to speak. I had a conversation with my mother the other day after prepping for this show. And she told me, she said, I just want my children, I have 3 other siblings. She said, I just want my children to do the things that I didn't do. Because I had children. My mom had her first child at 17. So she couldn't go out and live her life and live her dreams the way she wanted to because she had to take care of a child. That's understandable. So that's what deems a lot of people too, because they feel like, okay, I might as well conform. I can't really go be the big singer I want to be. I might as well go get this job at the post office for 25 years because it's going to secure, it's going to secure my life and what I want to do ultimately. And it becomes a repetitive process in certain communities.
Right. Because I could testify to that.
Yeah.
Because that's what I feel like, in a strangest way, what you just said, just kind of like, you know how you replay stuff in your head? That kind of like broke my relationship up because my ex, not to put our business out there, but it's like he was so conformed with work, because he works at the post office.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, I remember, I'm like, I want to live, like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And he's like, well, I'm trying to work, I'm trying to, this is a good job, and it's going to secure me. And I'm just like, the fuck wants to work at the post office forever? Like, I don't.
Right.
I don't plan on doing security too motherfucking long. Right. I don't.
Yeah.
I do it because it pays my bills, and and I know in my heart I'm working on something totally greater. Yeah. So I'm gonna continue to do what I have to do until I make that mark to where I could leave security for good.
Yeah, same.
And thing. I'm gonna do that. Period.
Same thing. Like with me, for example, I do my modeling and I do live my life. A lot of people see that through my Snapchat, my Instagram. I kind of pride myself on being a private person, but the things I do let in, you guys see what I do, my little behind the scenes photo shoots or whatever. But also, I have a 9-to-5 as well. I work for Enterprise. They get on my nerves, but pays the bills. And the thing that I'm doing is I'm using this 9-to-5 to fund my dreams.
Right.
I'm not blowing my money on, I buy a little weed here and there, I buy a little clothes for myself, but I'm not a shopaholic. I don't party.
Right.
I don't go spend money in the clubs. The money I do put aside to myself and have for myself, I put a little bit to save. I try to save every now and then. And then I put that money into myself, whether it's a down payment on a photo shoot, paying a photographer, getting comp cars, just doing something for myself to push me further into, get me to where I want to be.
Exactly.
And that's where a lot of us are. I know people, I have a lot of friends who rap and work at the airport. Like, that's fine. You're funding your dreams. You're doing it. You have a clothing line and you work at Walmart. That's fine. And you doing what you're funding your dreams, and this is not the last stop for you.
Exactly.
And that's what makes the journey all the greater. My dad, I remember he called me unstable one time because I kept switching majors. And I told him, I'm like, because I want to do something to where when I wake up in the morning, I'm happy as hell to get up and go to work.
Hallelujah.
Not like, oh, Jesus.
I got to get up and go to work today.
Oh, my God, I got to go see these people. I got to go work with this person. Like, I got to go do this. I got to go do that. I want to be able, and also I want to have the freedom of working on my own time, honestly, because I'm a free-spirited person. I don't want to be conformed to that's my problem. I get tired of doing the same thing repetitively
over and over
every day. Like, wake up at 6:30, get dressed, go to work, go home, get this, do that, go to sleep. Like, I don't like that. I like my days to be different. This day I'm going somewhere new. This day I'm doing something different, because that's how I'm enjoying my life, and that's how I want to live my life. Exactly. It's some people that it's some people that need that structure and that repetitive wake up, eat, but
that's why
me.
I don't like college. Because college is like that. You got your set classes. You got to wake up, get in the car, go here, do this, learn what the teacher got to tell you to do, go home, do the homework, to study for the test. It's like, I love school because I love learning new things, and that's one thing I loved about school, because I got to debate about why I thought this and that. I loved classes. I love all of that. But I just didn't like the repetitive getting up, wake up, dress. I said get up, wake up. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just the same thing. You got to sit next to this person in your class. It's like this person popping a gum in the back of you every damn class and lecture. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
And it's like online classes, I'm going to be completely G. I'm not going to be responsible to get on the computer.
I love online classes.
I'm not that responsible. I need a teacher. I think personally, I need a teacher in front of me. Online.
You look like you was the type to call your teacher, like not by name. Like,
no,
teacher?
I called him by name. I was like, Professor so-and-so.
No, I'm talking about like in grade school.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about college. You look like one of them. Like, girl, the teacher got a name. Like...
I did say teacher a lot, because I couldn't say my kindergartner's Her last name was Zaleski. So I used to be like, Zaleski, teacher.
Speaking of teachers, a lot of millennials in society, we are self-teachers of ourselves, because what we are learning about ourselves, and a lot of us, what we're learning about society and just the truth when it comes to learning about new information. Speaking of, learning and being a teacher, because me, for example, I'll say religion. This is how I became a self-proclaimed spiritualist, because I started learning and reading on my own. Now, all my life, I've lived my life based on what someone's told me.
Right.
And based on what the majority deemed right. That does not mean it's right, and does not mean it applies to your life and your truth. Like I said earlier, we are all different, and we all have so many different added components to us that make us our own unique person. So for me, learning and experiencing, and after reading what I've read and just applying it to my life and kind of questioning and thinking about the truth, it really helped me live my truth. And that's what makes millennials so special, because we question everything. I've always been a why type of person.
Right.
I don't care.
Same here.
I like you. Why? I'm happy. Why? I want to know why.
Why do you feel this way?
Why?
It's gonna be a why.
And we've always been deemed like rebellious or like know-it-alls or whatever.
I used to get that all.
We just want to know why. Like, and for some reason, rebellious. I'm still figuring that out. But it's a reason why a lot of us are like that, because it's some type of hidden truth that's dying to be undiscovered.
Because everything come out. What comes out, whoo. Today, hallelujah.
She went to church. She felt it.
Because what I'm about to say is, it's the fucking truth. What comes out in the dark is gonna come to light regardless. Yeah. Whether whether it's me telling you the light myself, whether it's the light coming to you and you seeing it, it's something.
Wait, you talking about which light? The death light, or just
I'm talking
the
about
enlightenment light?
I'm talking about the enlightenment light of any situation.
Because I was gonna say, don't go to that light.
No,
we don't want to. No,
don't go to the light. I'm not talking about the light of death. I'm talking about the light,
enlightenment, like that.
Yeah, ding! Like ding, my nigga. Ding, 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 ding. That light. When everything in the dark is going to come out. And that's what made me realize as a woman, and as for myself, Raylene, that's what really made me do a whole 360 within myself and says, what are you lying for? What are you lying for?
Yeah.
It feels so good. It feels good to have a clear conscience.
Yeah, a lot of us are breaking the egos. I'd
rather just tell you, and I'd rather just suffer the consequences. But I keep it G. I told you at the end of the day, I kept it G. And all I want you to do with the information, with the information that I give you, or whatever the case is, you just have to respect it.
Right. And that's
would you rather find out by someone else shining the light, or you being the light and telling that person? Mm-hmm. That's how I always looked at it. Because I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's gonna hurt. Somebody might get mad, but you have, what made me understand as a person was, you have to understand that you can't always please everybody. Mm-mm. And you always have to please yourself first.
Some of us think that in kind of like a self-centered manner, but I do get what you're saying. You put yourself first at all times.
I'm not trying to be self-centered, because I am never I'm not a self-centered
It's like in
woman.
a humble way. But it's not, and that's another thing that millennials get associated with, that we're narcissists and we're cynical. No, it's self-love. Remember that conversation I had with you when you was going through it with your ex? I said, I don't give a damn if you love this man with every drop in you. You gotta love yourself a drop more than that. And
that's how I've been ever since I got out the situation.
It's always you overall. That's a part of the process, and that's what holds a lot of us back, because we put people above in front of us and ahead of us. Yeah, that's nice in the humanitarian sense, but you got to get you aligned first before you can align anybody else.
For real.
That's just how I think.
And
a lot of us are unaligned. So
you can't be having your
you got to line up, get information. That's the formation line.
That's all just...
We come in peace. I did that to somebody and he called me a mute because he said hello and I was like, and he's like, what? Like, how do you say hello? Like, I'm like, I don't know.
And I feel like, honestly, in the society, the generation with the 70s, is that the baby boomers? No.
Mm-mm.
Generation X?
Mm-mm.
Okay, Generation X. That generation...
They was on to something, but they got shut down.
I was just going to say that.
They got put in a box.
Because I was going to say that generation right there, because they was... That's
the hippie generation.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
I was
the generation of just everything. And everything is just coming back. And we just... And
slowly but surely... And this is the difference between the 70s and now.
Speaking of difference... How can we make a difference? How are we making a difference? Are we making a difference? What we doing?
Okay. Speaking about making a difference, we can make a difference. And this is exactly how we're going to make the difference. The difference is, I feel like our difference is going to be, we're not going to be the conformed generation. Mm-hmm. We're going to be that generation that proves to everybody that you can be a successful stoner. Example, yes. Chance the motherfucking Rapper.
Yes. Chance the Rapper is
He is the first millennial to accept a humanitarian award at the BET Awards. Now that is love.
That's love. At 24, you a year above me.
He was born in 1992. Come on, Jesus. He was just a year before us.
Definitely.
And just to know that this man...
Where his heart and his mind is, and it's just such in a positive place.
Oh, my God.
It's in a way where he's living his truth, and he's helping others live in his truth. Just what I just stated not even 5 minutes ago. He got himself aligned. Now he's trying to align others and show them, listen, you can be great. Don't let nobody stop you from being great. Speaking of being great, like, for example, me... I want to do a lot of things. Like I said earlier, I'm going to have 5 businesses by the time I'm 30. They're all going to be different businesses. They're not going to be the same. Because I pride myself on being very skillful and talented. Throughout many years, I've picked up so many just little skills that I can actually use now. And I remember I had someone tell me, like, how you going to be a model and a podcast host? Like... I'm like, wait,
do
what?
Anything you want
I could be 1,000,001 things as long as my time management is on point and I'm right. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Just the other day, for the past month, people have been asking me like, do you do acting? You should get into acting. I'm like, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. I might try some improv classes because I do. You know, I'm funny. Y'all know I'm funny. Y'all know I'm funny. I wish it was like some laughter, like some fake laugh, just to give me some juice. See, I'm funny.
Right.
But Chance the Rapper is just like a lot of us. Like, he's just in the limelight, but it's a lot of us that's trying to make a difference. I have friends who have nonprofits, that are really out here pushing and trying to make a better way.
And a part of what's some little shops, some stop shops,
pop-up shops. A part of seeing change is being changed, and that's what separates us from the rest. We're being that change. Our parents, granted, they wanted that change, but they weren't really being that change. And that's the difference. We're really stripping the egos and really doing some soul searching. Right. And it's been taking a lot of us through the dark because millennials, we get associated with the highest rates of depression. I'm in that rate. But in order to go through the dark, you got to go through the dark to see the light.
Exactly.
You have to. And if it's some of you, the listeners out there going through that dark stage, it's okay. That dark stage is it's gonna pass. The rain is gonna pass. It's only up to you to make those steps. You know, you can't just stand in the rain because you're gonna get wet.
Right. You gotta move out of it.
Move. And that's what it's all about.
The stereotype I've read about millennials is that we either, you know, we go through the depression stage, or we're just too optimistic on life. And I'm a very optimistic person.
Man,
I'm just like, bruh, why you gotta hate on my parade? Like,
right.
I'm not when it came down to this radio, you got to understand, I've been shut down so many times, and it took me until a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, for me to really understand, like, you know this is what you want to do. Mm-hmm. You got to do it. I filmed this out in 2015. I wanted to do this. And I have a little black notebook at home with all my notes, the names, everything. I remember I called her, and I was like, I don't even know what to name this, but I know this is what I want to do. You get what I'm saying? I've started this from the ground up. From the ground up. And I plan on breaking my barriers. I plan on making a difference. I plan on being myself. And I'm planning on showing the world that Relina Inez is here to drop knowledge to my fellow generations and all the generations.
Yeah.
And what I mean by drop knowledge, it's not about what the history books done taught us. It's about the shit that I go through every single day in life. The shit that the teachers ain't telling me I was going to do. I didn't know what the hell a W-2 was until I got out of high school. Until they mailed that in my house. My mama was like, you ready to get some money? I'm like, how do I get some money? I don't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know how to get a bank account in high school.
Man, that was like
I learned that from my granny.
For real.
Half the stuff in high school, I don't even remember. Only the things that and the crazy part about high school and how I really thought in high school, and I never told nobody this until I'm about to tell y'all. This is exactly how I went by through high school and some of college. I only received what I thought was going to be useful in my life. Everything else, I can be completely honest, is really suppressed. I don't know shit. But the things that I did learn in high school and the things that the things that I have took, and the things even the things that I've took in college, when half the stuff they be talking about, I be doodling. But when I thought it was important, I check in and really listen to what they talking about and really get engaged. You know, because I kind of always felt like school was just BS to me. Yeah. I really always felt like that. I really have. I'm not saying school is bad, because I'm not saying that. I feel like everybody deserves to get an education and choose which educational route that they want to go. But I also want to tell people that you need to listen to how you feel on the inside as well and where you want to go in life. Because only you could live your life the way you want to. I'm just so freaking free. It's crazy.
I think a lot of that comes with a boost in spirituality. A lot of us, the millennials, we're associated with the new age religion.
It ain't no new age religion.
That's it. We don't hold a title. We don't want to hold, like my dad said, we free spirited with no labels. We don't want a label of religion. I believe that there's a source and a higher power, and that's all that matters, as long as I have a relationship with that source and higher power.
That's it, and that's all.
And I'm taking steps, and that's what makes us, like you say, we think too optimistic. No, it's because how our spirituality is. You think as above, so below. The law of attraction, you would think negative, you attract negative.
When you think positive, you
attract positive. Like, hello.
It's like batteries.
It's like magic to me, so I don't know.
Like, I take everything as a sign. I really just take everything like, why is this happening? Hell, the shit that happened to me, I just live and you learn. Chucking up as an L, you live and you learn. Just make sure you never go back to that again.
Because we really have a different way of thinking, especially with the law of abundance and law of attraction. Because a lot of us are on to something so much bigger than the world that's going around us, and we're all, like I said earlier, with the collective consciousness, we're all on the same wave. We thinking alike, so it's gonna come together. It's gonna come full force. It's people worldwide on the same wavelength of trying to be the change and just be greater than the evil that we see every day. Because there's a lot of evil in this world.
It is.
And it's not even the evil that we like, the devil evil. No, this is real evil. Like, you see it in the flesh.
Love make the world go around, y'all.
Love. You remember what I talked about all last season? Love is the answer.
Love make the world go around. So let's try to spread some love and positivity.
First, and then love everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, love the people that even did some very messed up things.
I don't love them. I mean, y'all cool. I wish you the best. Good luck, boo. Weezy F. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I love them too. But I just don't fuck with you. That's how I put it. Like, she ain't gotta love y'all. But see, the people that's done wrong by me in my life, like, honestly,
I forgive you, but I don't love you.
You're like, I forgave them. Because I feel like you even need to love the people that messed you over. This is just my perspective. But I don't fuck with you.
Okay, you really a hippie for thinking that, because I'm not about to love
you,
somebody that I know.
but I don't fuck with
I
you.
appreciate you for doing what you doing to show the universe that I don't need to be messing with you.
I love you for doing that, though. That's how I put it. I love you for showing me your real colors.
You remind me, okay, real quick before we go. You remind me, 12th grade, senior year, I never forget, first day of school, I had a substitute in my English class, right? I don't know why I had a substitute for day of school. And he said, he was like, what's the definition of love? And everybody was throwing out answers like, it's like passion, it's this, it's that, da-da-da. What do you think love is?
What I think love is? I think love is a that's a good question. Love is something that you feel. Love is something that you give. Love is something that you just, I feel like love is just something that you just have, and the goal is just to just spread it.
Okay, and this is what he said. He said, so if I said I love to kick your ass, is that love? Exactly.
Yes. No. Yes. Because he's passionate and he wants to do it, and he loves the fact that he wants to do it.
I don't want to. No, you're
All
trying
right.
to justify it because you know it makes no sense. And from that day on, I apply love in that sense. It makes no sense, but I just know to give it.
Okay. All right. We gonna go ahead and end this week's episode. Please be sure to tune in. Continue to view. Continue to repost it. To tell us that y'all listening. I see it. Thank y'all. Continue.
Do it.
Please be sure to follow me on Instagram, Raylene Inez with 1 Z, Raylene Inez with 2 Z's on Twitter, Ray the Rose, 3 A's on the Snap. Destiny, go ahead and tell them where they can find you at.
You can find me on Instagram at Destiny Denise with 3 E's on the end, and you can find me on Snapchat with Destiny Denise with 2 E's on the end.
All right. This wraps up this week's episode of The Perspective. We love y'all. Thank y'all. Continue to listen. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.